Hi YouTube. I know a lot of you guys um are enjoying the holidays, enjoying a lot of different stuff, and I was talking to my family. We were all joking about Noah and the Ark and stuff like that. And I was urging my family to prepare themselves. I know you guys are looking at me, you're like, why are you urging your family to prepare themselves? Preparation is key. I tell anybody to be prepared for at least 25 years of not having anything. Um, and preparation is key. Sometimes 25 to 100 years of not having anything. That means that you're prepping, prepping, prepping. Um, the reason why I'm urging my family to prep so much, like, I haven't really gotten that opportunity to really prep like I want to. I've been pretty much using food pantries, government assistance, or whatever to somewhat kind of get myself somewhat prepped, but I'm nowhere near where I need to be or whatever. You guys have a different chance to prepare yourself and prep. Um, when I say prep, you're prepping for anything. So that means you should have fishing poles. If you can possibly fish and find clean water, that is a great opportunity to save resources. You should have bow and arrows, um, anything that you can possibly find that you feel like you would need for preparation. Generators, a certain amount of gas on hand, a certain amount of water. Water is always a necessity in any situation. Sometimes things could be going good, but yet it's still you still need water. I mean, hey, water be as may not be flowing as great during those times of desperation. I don't know how things are gonna be. All I know is I always urge my family to prepare, 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 prepare. Nobody wants to hear those words. A lot of times they're looking at me, they're like, "What we got to prepare?" And but in the days of Noah, people were warned that a flood was coming. Nobody wanted to prepare for the flood. And I know what you guys are saying. Man, they always warning us, and a lot of times there's nothing that happens. A lot of time there is, and stuff like that. Whether it's happening or not, you being prepared makes it that much easier for you. If you have to do a certain amount of time, a certain amount of things going on, you are already there. You are prepared. You are ready. I remember my grandfather, he would keep canned goods. I mean, he had so many. He would just keep canned goods everywhere. I'm not pro canned goods, but at the same time, they are miracle workers. you know, I'm not really pro canned goods, and one of the reasons why is they do last a long time, but sometimes you have a negative effect, like air gets into them. You got to deal with the lead poison or whatever. But they are great. I mostly try to encourage people to I encourage people to use something different from canned goods. I prefer to tell them to use mason jars or jarred food or whatever, and make sure that you get like what is it, like a plastic, a little piece of plastic or something to stick at the top of the jar, so you don't have to worry about the rust or anything like that. The mason jars are great. Canned goods, if that's what you can afford, get it. Trust me, a lot of those canned goods last well beyond their years. Trust me, and they are great to have. So don't underestimate the canned goods. But a lot of people use the mason jars now and stuff like that, which is a great thing. Preparation, that's pretty much preparation with food. Then you have to look at your water supply. Having the ability to filter water that is already filtered. A lot of times water goes bad when you buy it ahead of time. So you do have to filter it still to get a better taste of the water. And buying a filtration system is great, especially when you have kept the water for a long time and you're like, oh my God, it tastes different. It's not the same great taste that you're used to. But you won't care because at that time, if you're in a pandemic or whatever, none of that stuff is going to matter. But I do urge people to prep and prepare. Sometimes we go through certain situations where we cannot utilize the store for a couple of years because the store is acting crazy. These are the times when you want to have those canned goods. Those are the times when you want to have those items on hand. And right now it's looking like we're probably going to go through that, especially with the COVID, especially with all the different things happening. And to be prepared for it is a great thing. For us, we have rabbits, we have a whole bunch of different wild animals to sit up there and maybe prep off of. But some of you guys are smart. You're vegetarians or vegans, and you guys can plant. You can use plants or whatever you may have that yard space for to do a small garden or to eat or have build up you a small thing of vegetation or whatever the case may be. Everybody may not be as blessed as you. So, with that being said, I urge everyone, whether no matter what time of the year is, no matter where it's at, if you don't have at least a 5 year supply or 2 year supply on hand of goods to kind of hold you over until the government can come or until you can get some help, you're in a bad situation. And a lot of times, the government sometimes don't come because they be blocked from coming, or they may not even be aware of it, especially if you living in what we call sovereign communities or communities that don't want governmental aid or don't want governmental help. So you have to be very careful because a lot of times you won't even know you're living in those communities. You wake up to it later on. Um, you guys, like I said, I'm just urging you guys to prepare for anything. That means you need guns. Don't ever, I don't care what religion you are. I know God watches out, but God, look, I can't trust everything in God's hands for him to do everything. He says faith without work is dead. So therefore I'm gonna have to work and do some things for God to be able to do what he needs to do. And he can't do anything if I'm not sitting up there and I'm not putting together some stuff for him to work miracles with. And even if I don't put it together, he probably still can work miracles, but at the same time, faith without work is dead. So therefore, if people are warning you that it's gonna be bad, start storing up food, storing up things, storing up items for yourself. Don't be negligent and foolish and say, oh, I'm not going to do anything. Actually start storing. Actually start that process and stuff like that. YouTube is great. I love YouTube and the prep. Man, I have seen so many prep videos that with people that are just awesome. So if you get lost, go to those prep videos. Listen to them. Start preparing and prepping. Solar panels. There's nobody sitting up there. Just think about what if, okay, lights, powers out. All you have is the sun. That's another way where you can keep cold pre-cooked food already. I tell a lot of people to pre-cook food and keep it in the freezer. You have your solar panels. The solar panels can generate your deep freezer in your microwave, and you won't have that to worry about. It's so many different ways to actually prep. Then you got your mason jars just in case you want to cook a meal. You have all these different ways that you can actually do it. Having your rain jugs as a water supply. A lot of people don't have their rain jugs full or haven't prepared with their rain jugs. If you're up north, having all pretty much everything. I learned this the hard way that everything that they pretty much need up north for a snowstorm or something like that, we need it too. Everything that they need out west for a drought, we need it too. So just make sure that you guys are preparing yourself to the best of your ability. Anything can happen. We go through natural disasters, we go through pandemics, we go through epidemics, we go through all of that, and not being prepared is the one thing that us as Americans always are right about now, and it hurts us a lot. So if we can prepare, try to prepare. Some of us are in financial turmoil and are unable to prepare, and for you all, trust me, I'm going through the same thing. Just do the best that you can. Go to food pantries. Just do the best that you can to try to hunt and gather food. Anyway, this is me signing off. This is what me and my family talked about for the holidays, and the videos that I was posting. So hopefully you guys have been educated and learned something. Bye.